Thank you very much for coming this year to our distributor meeting. It's a pleasure to have you here and to see new faces in the physical therapy that is growing and expanding so much. So it has been a year since I was standing here and everyone was like cheering me up because I was like nearly gonna faint. And as you know, now I'm in charge of the physical therapy sector and rehabilitation. So I would like to share today an international overview of this year, visiting different countries and also the incumbent projects for physical therapy. So first of all, let's do a recap of the year. We were in Colombia in an aesthetic gynecology congress, Expo Sanita in Bologna with Medical Calo, doing many trainings in Slovenia with Daria. Where's Daria? We visited Hungary, did expositions with Juan, Reduca in France, visiting Saudi. Saudi actually was in November, and it was a very good experience where I could cover different ambience of physical therapy in public, private hospitals, and also clinics. I did some training with the Italian team, Arab Health, Düsseldorf, Medica Fair. I won a prize for care techniques. Thank you, Shihab. We went to Vietnam, also Dubai. We have opened Qatar and Jordan. And last week we had a very special event for Tesla former in Taiwan, who took 3 years to register. And we had an event with more than 60 doctors, which was very interesting to see the different approaches from different parts of the world. So as a physical therapist myself, and after this year coordinating the physical therapy sector, doing training, attending congresses, fairs, everything, and also gathering all the knowledge from you distributors and your clinicians, we have seen that the physical therapy is expanding and really asking for new tools and are also becoming more specialized. I think the speeches we had today are a clear example. The pelvic floor especially is, our clinicians are really getting specialized, and we can see now the trend. So this last year was very exciting as we expanded to different countries with Javier, who is the international conqueror. We expanded to Taiwan, Indonesia, Romania, Emirates, Jordan, Qatar, and this is now. Maybe I missed some countries. So what have I seen with FMS? It has been really surprising for me how FMS was introduced in different continents and countries. Maybe I was expecting it to be more in specialized or more techie clinics, but what I have seen is that it adapts to very different markets in different parts of the world. And also every day, I'm actually learning a lot. I'm being very surprised with the power and the effects of FMS. For example, with the smooth muscle that you saw today with Dr. Trania. So it adapts to very experienced clinicians with high independence, but also to less experienced clinicians that don't have so much independence in their practice. So even if they're not so experienced, they're getting lots of advantages with the FMS and benefits to their patients. And also the experienced clinicians are making the most of it, measuring with ultrasound and also for the light active recovery. It adapts for both public hospitals with big patient volume and long waiting lists, and also private hospitals that really look for the client experience and the luxury of experience. I think the visit to Saudi Arabia in November, this was a very clear example because we were visiting very different hospitals with a different approach, and FMS tool adapted very good to them. From high-tech clinics to more local, small clinics who are looking to offer new techniques to enhance the recovery, and also adapting to different specialties. We have new distributors for physical therapy, so I'm trying to get a big picture of what is happening around. I would like to share this Costa Rica story. It's Club Cartaginés, right, Jorge?
Yeah.
It's a football team that didn't win or didn't get into the finals for 70 years. So quite a loser team, sorry. So they put a bit of pressure on Jorge, and Jorge gave them the FMS team, okay, FMS technology, to Dr. Marvin and Caroline from Costa Rica, and they started treating these patients, and everyone was actually willing that this team got into the finals and win, and they actually won after 70 years. And then FMS became more known in Costa Rica for the musculoskeletal and also in the sport injuries. All the football players were posting on Instagram, they were asking for FMS, they were directly going for this name of technology. We asked about functional. Why functional? I think at the beginning, FMS was mainly targeted maybe for muscles, but for the muscle recruitment, you got this functional gesture. But now, as physical therapists, we do try to see how is the structure. We evaluate it, but what we want is to increase the function of the structures, to increase the quality of life and treat the symptoms. So it depends how you use it. We also have this functional use for an Achilles tendinopathy. This patient, maybe correct me Jorge if I'm wrong, had 70% of injured the Achilles tendon, and all the doctors were saying that he actually needed surgery. The physical therapist recommended to go into surgery. The patient didn't want, and now he's walking and back to daily life. So a variety of different opportunities exist in very changing contexts, and FMS adapts to very different circumstances. But one thing that is constant throughout and that makes the difference is the clinical training. The circle of training and communication between Iskra Medical, distributors, your clinical and sales team, including key opinion leaders or professional references, and the end user in both directions, creating networks, events, workshops to enrich all of us. And also, of course, a continuous communication and feedback with you distributors, so we are aware of your necessities. And this was one of my main objectives this year, to be able to know you, how you work, what you need, and then go to Iskra and push a bit on them. So, it is important that users have a complete understanding of the knowledge and potential of use of FMS. So we obtain good results and make the most of the technology, but not just when we install the technology, and this is something that I'm really seeing and it gives value, but the long-term relationship. So the clinicians are updated with the latest, they can increase the number and quality of the treatments, their services, to increase satisfaction on a more long-term basis, and give a constant value on development of the product, and of course from our side. And this will make a clear differentiation. I would like to invite Ana Linda from Medical Calo. They have very long experience with FMS, and I think it's a good success story to share with us.
I asked before, sorry for my English, it's terrible. My Italian is better. In Italian I can speak for days and days and days. In English, sorry. The time of the verbs is not correct, but it's okay in the same time. I hope to pass you my enthusiasm in the commercial field. We start with the Iskra in 2017, and just now we have in Italy plus or meno 250 devices. It's very big experience.
In physical therapy?
Only in physical therapy, yes. We start, why? We start because my father immediately believed in Iskra devices and in the project, but more than he believed in Mr. Joseph. And thank you for that. And the second was then we think then to go directly in the pelvic pain, in the pelvic disease was for us a chance to entry in a market. The first will be really, and this is our success, believe in Iskra, but really wasn't the second one, because we looked and the market wasn't not able to understand our proposal in pelvic disease. And for that, we start with choose a clinical specialist. And the first one was Anna Fulvio. We know her experience in pelvic disease, and my father goes to her and says, we have a chair, you must try, we are sure this is the best device in the world, but you need to use in your clinic. And she answered us, no, I cannot. I'm a therapist, I'm a manual therapist, I cannot to use a device where people are dressed, and I cannot to see what happened. But she said, you asked me, and for that I must to try, because I believe in you. After 2 months, she comes to us, and we have to have to explain us, if you can explain us your experience. The result was, is a good device, because a lot of patients then goes, that doesn't follow the therapy, now they are compliant with the device, and the results are good. And for that we start with Anna. After Anna we try with another, we find another trainers, and we start with Mary Jo, is the younger one, just now is the younger one. But the experience was then to implement to sell the business, we need to go around the Italy to make workshop, to inform, and for that now we have more than 2. This is our trainers team. There is Victoria too, but we are all different. We have some then are specialized in pelvic disease, but we add also physical therapists, only not pelvic floor expert. We have a volleyball, the physiotherapist of the volley Italy team, and we have in this picture also a special therapist from Sardinia. She is a physiotherapist, but she is a patient of endometriosis too. She has 4 stadium of endometriosis, a lot of surgery. She doesn't stay very well, but she uses every day FMS for the pain. And for that, in the past from now, she treats almost 150 patients in endometriosis, only to treat the pain, with some of attention, because it's not easy to treat this kind of patient. But she put her experience directly. But will be enough this? No, wasn't enough this, because we understand that our business will be more better if we implement only the training, because the big problem in Italy, but I think in all the world, is that the physiotherapist doesn't study very well the pelvic disease. And for that, we add we implement another activity. We have a school. These are different than before. Some phases is the same, some phases no. We implement a school in rehabilitation of pelvic disease and in pelvic pain. The pelvic pain is another big problem than in Italy is really now common, but a lot 5-6 years ago was not as now. And we are international. We have a trainer that comes from Spain, but we have a very enthusiastic team. This is, I think, is your chance. Not only business. You need to cover the really not enough information. You must add knowledge on the market, because with the knowledge you can make more business. You can be able to explain the difference between one device and the other, but you can give the results on the patient. For me, I started in the company of my father from 30 years, but my focus will be always the patient, not only the business. The business coming if the patient is satisfied. And now, please, doesn't take picture, doesn't take video, really. You must promise me before, because in our, the last year will be for us a very bigger year, because one important man, the most important one, used the FMS for knee problem, and he asked to us to go to him because he wants to tell us thank you. And I show you the picture. It's please no picture, because he has treated the knee with FMS. He is really satisfied, and he has to us to go because he tell us thank you. And we goes with all my family. We was in 8. My father, my mother, my sister, my daughter, and my husband. 7 people. It takes a long time with us, very longer than we was really incredible, and really FMS is a miracle technology.